Discover your genius in the kitchen. La Germania.
Hello, my name is Daniela Costa.
I'm Yongxiang Zhuang.
I am Oscar Redenkamp and we are Group 7.
And today we will be working with an Italian piece of equipment called La Germania.
And on today's menu, we'll be making gnocchi with garlic pesto basil stuffing and a mascarpone tomato sauce. So far we're going to start off with gnocchi. First thing we have to do is have our potatoes cleaned, which we have done. Next step is to poke holes so it allows air to escape. Next, after poking holes in the potatoes, we'll be putting them into the oven at around 200 to 220 degrees Celsius for about 45 to 60 minutes.
I've put some water to boil because now we are going to be blanching the tomatoes, which will be used for the tomato sauce, and we're going to be reserving the skins to use as a powder garnish on the final dish.
Starting with the pesto, and first off we're going to start toasting off the pecan nuts.
Tomatoes are now done, so I'm going to turn off the heat and move them into an ice bath. Let them cool down a bit and then remove the skin. I'm now going to prepare my skins to go into the oven so that they can dry. I'm now going to put this in the oven. Now the process of making garlic basil pesto is being shown. I'm now going to chop my tomato to prep it for the tomato sauce. I'm now going to put the tomatoes into the oven to cook. I looked up ways to enhance mascarpone cheese, and ways mentioned was to add minced garlic and lemon zest. So I'm going to do that now.
The potatoes are soft now, and now we're going to take them out, let them cool down and rest. After the potatoes have cooled down, now we're going to peel them so we can pare them to make the gnocchi. Now we have finally gone through all the potatoes. I'm doing the last one. After this, we're going to let the potato skins dry and we're going to cut them up for later usage. But for now, finishing up this last potato, and then these freshly peeled ones are going to be used for the gnocchi itself. After we have peeled our potatoes, now we're going to mash them and start to mix them with flour and egg as you do with normal pasta, but this time our main ingredient would be potatoes to make the gnocchi. We're going to start making the gnocchi. First, we need to sprinkle a bit more flour on the surface to make sure nothing sticks. Then we're going to grab our mashed potatoes and we're going to level it out just a little bit, and then we're going to make a crater where we're going to sprinkle in our eggs and salt to start folding, otherwise with our hands or other equipment. But today, luckily, I'm using my hands and hands only.
I'm now going to remove the tomatoes from the oven. As you can see, they are ready, and I'll then get ready to add it to my pan. I'm putting on a medium flame so that I can add my tomatoes.
Now we are cutting up our 2 balls of dough into 4 pieces. So we have 8 pieces altogether, which we're going to roll out into thin, long lines, which will be about 2 centimeters in diameter when we end up with the final product.
I'm now going to add the mascarpone cheese to the tomato sauce.
Now we've come to our final stage where we are going to finally cook our gnocchi, and then we're going to add it into our sauce we have in the saucepan over here. We have already boiled the water with salt, obviously, as an addition. And gnocchi is a very particular way of making a type of pasta, as you'll leave it in. Once it has been cooked, it will float to the top, meaning we can scoop it out and add it to our sauce.
Now we're going to do the final touches. We have our cooked gnocchis and our sauce, and I'm going to ladle in some pasta water to thin the sauce. Now that the sauce is creamy, we are going to drop some of our gnocchis in. Gonna let the gnocchis sit in the sauce and cook a little bit. Now the dish is complete, getting ready to serve.
The dish is now done.
This is la Germania X-Tix.
Together we cook with fire.
This dish is flavorful.
Unique, hearty,
La Germania!
Discover your genius in the kitchen. La Germania.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube for more culinary inspiration.